So we made the decision to let Will camp at oh my lord, I'm about to say Grandfather Campground, Black Mountain Campground tonight. It led us down, I feel like this is the road the devil drove to Georgia when he was looking for a soul to steal. Oh my god. Daddy, if you're watching this, I love you, and I appreciate all the things you did for me over the years if I don't make it out of this alive.
Alright, so we're here somewhere near the Black Mountain Campground, and just stubbed my left toe again. And Jennifer spotted this old something or another here. Cabin, house, store, who knows? Needs a little work. Wow. Used to have power apparently. Cool. Stream nearby. I'm sure somewhere somebody has something published on what this is. Not sure. Maybe we'll figure it out. All right. Just got on the trailhead from or the NC 128 trailhead. Still heading eastbound on the MST here. I am packing incredibly light today. Basically, I have water, food, and I may have put a trail guide in there. Who knows? And obviously, I've got the phone. Beautiful little streams going through here. Abundant water sources here on this first little part. I've got about 2 liters of water, and I hope that's enough. It's a cool day. Temperature was 60 degrees just before we got here, so it's not hot out here by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm just gonna try to get up to the top and maybe eat lunch up at the top, and then come down off the mountain and get to Black Mountain Campground, and in time for sleepy time tonight. So there's that. I'll keep moving. All right, so I've been hiking this old road bed for about 2 miles now, and this is not what the next 2 miles will be like. I feel very certain. I've still got about 1,000 feet to climb to get to the top, and I checked the GPS a moment ago, and my average speed so far had been 3.2 miles per hour, which is literally about double to finish the last thought, literally twice the pace, or almost literally twice the pace that I was hiking yesterday. So, you know, again, it won't be this easy the whole way. And I turned the camera off because I had some folks oncoming, and I generally try not to record other people or be recording when I'm passing by folks, because it kind of shuts down the opportunity to speak and be cordial and such. Still hiking through this spruce fir forest here too. Guess we are certainly at a high enough altitude for it. Oh, it's not uncommon that the MST surprises me. And this is certainly one of those surprises. So just turned off the Forest Service road or whatever it is that I was following, and I'm out here in the open. Passed under a power line, which appears to go up there to the top of the hill. And actually kind of hope I'm not out here for too long, because I don't have any sunblock. It's beautiful out here. Good to follow the look at the ridge line here. All right, cool. All right, so I just turned off on the Camp Alice Springs trail, which is taking me toward the summit. And I found the uphill. Certainly leaves you with a whole lot of rocks to step on. They said it would be an hour to the summit. Let's see how long it takes me. I'm not racing, but I don't think it's going to take me a whole hour. All right, so I'm up here at the very top of the observation deck at Mount Mitchell, and I'm looking out. And currently looking east. And way over there is Table Rock and Hawksbill. I'll be over that direction in a couple of days. And way back over there is Asheville and Mount Pisgah, where I came from. Oh my gosh. I may have just missed every last bit of that last recording. Okay, so I think I finally got away from the touristed areas around the Mount Mitchell summit. I also realized that I made a mistake yesterday. I said it was Blackstone Knob or Blackstone Mountain. It's Blackstock, either knob or mountain, that I summited yesterday. So hopefully I figure that out if I ever apply for that 40/6 award. I also saw up there, I think I took a picture of the sign too, that the Black Mountains are among the really the highest in the Appalachians, several of them over a 15-mile stretch, and that would be a pretty easy, well, maybe depending on if there's trail that goes up and over all of them, might be a way to get some of those peaks over 6,000 too. But anyways, passed a sign just a little bit ago that said I was 5.5 miles from Black Mountain Campground. I'm on the Mount Mitchell Trail, and just cruising through this spruce fir forested area here. I'm sure I'll probably drop out of that here in a little bit. And I'm really thankful for the high visibility day today, because it is entirely possible up here to have a day where it's cloudy like Klingman's Dome and you just can't see a thing. So I was able to look out and see the Hawksbill, and I know I'm going to be heading over that way because that's Linville Gorge. I was able to look, and I think I saw what is the gorge there as well. That was pretty cool. And yeah. Oh yeah, my other comment that I made in the video that I don't think survived. I don't think I actually tapped the record button or something. People were coming up the mountain just huffing and puffing, you know, from the parking lot. I thought about telling someone, I was like, I hiked here from Asheville. But I didn't. Did have somebody ask me if I hiked up from the bottom, and The answer was yes, I think. I mean, where's the bottom? But yeah, 128 trailhead. So maybe that's the bottom. All right, well, I'll keep moving. It's been a very sparkly hike along here. There's a mineral, I think it might be mica, that's in a lot of these rocks that sparkles in the sun. So, yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so I think what I'm on now is the Commissary Ridge Trail. And the general theme, at least for this part of it, has been switchbacking back and forth across this power line cutout. I think I can hear some people down below me. I'm not sure if they're heading to me or away from me. Jennifer, I want to tell you thank you for letting me slack pack by taking me down to the Black Mountain Campground this morning. I know it's a little bit of a pain to go down there, and slowed your progress down on what you wanted to do today. But this has been a much more enjoyable hike since I haven't had a 35 or 40 pound pack on my back. Figured I'd say too that for the Carolina Mountain Club, y'all build trails like no one else. I see a rabbit. There it went. Jumping on the Higgins Bald Trail here. Alright, I met a pretty cool dude and his son, very talkative older gentleman. So I cut off the video last time. They were coming up, as I'm sure most of the people are, from the Black Mountain Campground. And I'm going down. Supposedly, I don't know, 3-ish miles or so, which I just got off of the Mount Mitchell Trail. I think I called it the Commissary Ridge Trail earlier. I think it intersected with Commissary Ridge, but I was still following the Mount Mitchell Trail at that point, blazed with the blue diamonds. Yeah, I think I was in the middle of saying something about how great the trails blazed and maintained by the Carolina Mountain Club were. They really know how to do one well and control the erosion and drainage and everything. And from what I've seen, even the national parks and state parks don't achieve that kind of level of excellence. So really give it to them for doing a good job there. Alright, so while I'm in a complimentary mood, the other compliment that I wanted to make is whoever routed the MST there up Mount Mitchell. I really enjoyed that hike. Really both up and down. Got to look off and had kind of the open areas to, yeah, get some sun, everything. So that was cool. And by my best estimates, I'm a little more than 2.5 miles from the Black Mountain Campground, passing through what looks like quite a few campsites. And I hear running water, which is always one of the ingredients for a good camping area, is to have that water source there for you, not too far away. So here we go. less than a mile from the Black Mountain Campground now. I got to thinking about one of the reasons why I only made this an 11-mile day, and I'm very glad for that too, because I was able to take care of some stuff this morning before I came, and after a late night last night, it was nice to be able to just kind of sleep in and get up and deal with some of the things around the camper, as well as pack for this outing, because that's always an undertaking, is getting all the food and supplies together for an extended backpacking trip. I'm trying not to, forget anything important. But a friend of mine named Mike Honeycutt, and he's a Royal Ranger commander. He's the one that got me into Rangers. And for those of you that don't know what Rangers is, it's a scouting organization. It has some aspects that are similar to Boy Scouts, but certainly with more of a spiritual focus, and typically the outposts are operated out of churches. But anyways, Mike had told me that every time he hiked around the Mount Mitchell area, that it kicked his butt. And I took that into consideration when I made my plan for hiking around this area. And I will say that this has been a challenging downhill. I mean, it has been down, down, down pretty much the whole way, over 3,000 feet of descent. That's a lot, y'all. You can even see where the rubber, or whatever that is, on my trekking poles has rubbed off on my hands, or my palms there. So, anyways, thought I'd give a shout out to Mike there in helping me plan this, and hopefully what's going to be a pretty decent day. It looks like, even though it looks dark out here, on the east side of the big mountain here, so I guess the sun will kind of go back behind the ridge earlier than it would otherwise. But it's just turned 6 o'clock now, which will be the earliest I've gotten off the trail in a while. And that's after starting, oh goodness, I started 12:30-ish. So there you go. All right, I'll try and take a little footage when I get down to the campground. All right. I think this is the South Poe River here, or something like that. Pretty. And the hiking has gotten quite a bit easier. Hopefully I'm going to emerge here at Black Mountain Campground in just a moment. Now look, that would be more needed further up the mountain. Well, I made it. There is the last marker on the Mount Mitchell Trail, and I would agree with that most difficult rating. And gotta say that the Black Mountain Campground is pretty doggone nice. I just got a really decent shower there. Got a little grassy open area out there in the middle. It's definitely a well-kept secret. Maybe it's not a secret. Alright friends, so I'm here at the Black Mountain Campground, and I've got my Mountain House beef stew cooking, rehydrating, put hot water in it and stir it and repeat every few minutes. Also got some ramen going here. Let's see, my cooking method for this is you put it in there with a little bit of water, almost enough to cover it but not quite, and then heat it until it boils, flip it over, heat it a little more, and then turn it off and mix the flavoring in, and that way I don't have a lot of stuff left over after I get done with it. Let's see, they insisted that even though I have a bear can, they wanted me to hang it, so I am going to hang my food tonight, and that would have been a fun video to do too. Maybe if I have to do another bear hang, I'll show that, but I did eventually get it today. Seems like a pretty cool campsite here. I've got right across from the camp host, I've got bathrooms right there. By the way, this is site number 4. And the water supply is just back that way a little bit. And the creek is down there. And my neighbor behind me was playing a wooden flute earlier, which is okay. As long as it doesn't continue playing after dark, it's all good. Yeah, so down here at about 3,000 feet elevation, still got a lot of mountain species, of trees growing in particular, and just trying to sit here and enjoy some supper. And I still think Mount Pisgah is probably my favorite national park campground that I've ever stayed at. This place is, it's nice, but I don't know, I just like the feel of the higher elevation better. Comparable elevation might be the Sunburst Campground, and that was not as nice of a place, in my opinion. So, anyways, feeling pretty good. Feeling really good, actually. Hoping the last little bit of pain in my left foot will go away as I get on the trail tomorrow. Looking at the trail guide, it looks like I'm going to be short of water for at least the first part of it, so I'm going to have to be, I may have to carry a whole day's worth of water out of the campground, so at least it'll be easy to get, but that's going to make my pack really heavy, so it'll be a slow day tomorrow. Alright, so if there's anything else, I'll come back on. But I guess to cap the day off, 11 miles. In a relatively short period of time. I think at most I had 5.5 hours of hiking today, so stuck right at 2 miles per hour, even though I was ascending and descending Mount Mitchell, and albeit with almost no pack to speak of. I'm set up to take off on a 4-day jaunt through the wilderness, through some of my favorite places. The Linville Gorge is where it all started for me backpacking. So I'm heading there. So here is the plan for day 12, which is tomorrow. So I'm gonna start here at the Black Mountain Campground. Gonna hike back over here to the parkway and follow the parkway a little bit, then break off, go way through the wilderness along Woods Mountain here, and then come out, cross 221, and then somewhere along over here there's supposed to be good camping. So that's where I'm planning on stopping. That should be about 21 miles. Birds are definitely singing songs this morning. Alright, so we are experiencing, I guess this isn't a weather anomaly for the mountains, but it is an anomaly for a flatlander, and that is, it is like in the 40s this morning. Like, I can see my breath. Like, okay, so I got to test out the sleeping bag last night. It did fine. 40-degree Wasatch from North Face, and trying to get breakfast warmed up here so I can go out on my 21 mile adventure today. Yep, alright, cool. So, oatmeal and granola. This came in the multi-pack thing that I'll never get again. But anyways, yeah, see y'all on the trail. Alright, so this is day 12. Just started on segment 4 of the Mountains to Sea Trail. And looks like today may also be dry. So far, of the 12 days, 6 have been dry, 6 have been rainy, at least at some point during the day. Looks like there is a tropical disturbance, likely, I think they said it was likely to become a tropical storm based on listening to the weather radio this morning. So I may get rained on at the end of this segment. It looks like I just might get across the Linville River before that storm comes through, which the Linville River crossing is certainly one of the things that I've been looking forward to the most about this trip. Got a little bit of climbing to do. They say that this segment of the trail is steep and difficult at times, and doesn't seem like there's any big climbs in it though. And I think we're staying between 2,000 and 4,000 feet in elevation pretty much the whole time. So there you go. Carrying the heavy pack. I'll be huffing and puffing a little more than usual today. I'll probably be coming out of this jacket here in just a little bit, because this kind of exertion will go ahead and warm you right on up. Alright, I believe I'm entering into what is the remains of an old apple orchard. Oh, apple trees here. Maybe later they'll actually have some apples on them. I think that's right anyways. Yeah. It's kind of a cool spot here. Kind of tight though. Alright, I'm almost down to the parkway where I'm supposed to cross over and keep hiking, obviously. Oh, that was like a fun way to get to the parkway. I will say for this section of trail that it seems to be relatively busy based on the way the trail looks, but I haven't seen another person on it, which also got started, 7:30 this morning. I think it's Friday. Maybe it's Friday. So yeah. But yeah, spider webs the whole way, so I'm the tallest thing to go through there. I think I saw a little bit of bear sign in there. It looked like I saw where a bear paw had been digging. And also where a log had been busted apart. So there's that. But no wildlife aside from some birds and some chipmunks and a gray squirrel. Here we are. Alright, so I'm up on the top of a little knob here. I think I might be looking back at Mount Mitchell over there. Down there in the valley somewhere would be Black Mountain Campground. I think I'm generally heading over that direction somewhere. But it's been a little bit of a haul to get up here. Steep in places, rocky in places. But good day for hiking so far. I had lunch back there at the intersection of the Blue Ridge Parkway and Highway 80. There's a bridge or viaduct is what the guide calls it, where the parkway goes over 80, and it's a good place to sit down. Ran the solar panels a little bit to charge up my power bank some, and ate my lunch, and even was able to send Jennifer a text and let her know I'm still alive, because there was no service in the Black Mountain Campground down there in the valley last night. Alright, back to hiking. Alright, so I'm climbing up Woods Mountain, and this is probably the hardest stuff I've done all day. After a nice little poison ivy patch, I hit some steep grade, and just having to stop and catch my breath every so often, or go really slow, because it is just gassing me. I think I'm pretty close to the top, but yeah, this has reminded me a lot of the Uwharrie Trail today as far as the brief ups and downs, but I don't think Uwharrie Trail has anything this steep for this long, and it'll surprise you too, because when I looked at the elevation profile and whatnot, I didn't really think there was going to be anything that terrible, but I was incorrect. This is pretty rough. Alright, according to the trail guide, this is the South Fork of Tom's Creek, and a nice looking little trout stream is what they say. Not sure if I'm just going to walk across the concrete here, or I might rock hop. I think I may just walk the concrete, and I hope I don't get my shoes wet too much. Alright, you may have noticed that the old Tom's Creek was a little muddy looking. Had some algae growing in it too, which seemed odd to me. None of the other streams that I've seen in this area, Linville River included, are muddy like that. We're not too far from civilization, so I decided that was probably a sign that I didn't want to drink that water. There can be things in the water, like viruses, that my filter can't filter out. And I do have tabs, but if I can avoid having another step, I will. So what I did is I went back. Fortunately, there was another little branch there, just teeny tiny. It had enough water in it and it was clear, so I topped off. Got something like 3.5, 4 liters. I didn't pull the hydration bladder out because it takes more time to take it out. Just hooked up to the quick connect and counted. Actually chickened out. Supposed to be about 120 pumps to fill it up. I stopped at 115 because it felt like it was getting hard to push the handle on the pump. So yeah, just cruising up here. since I've gotten in the lower elevations, it is actually pretty doggone hot out here. It's, I'm not sure if it's the humidity or just the temperature, but it feels like, I don't know, 80, low 80s, something like that. I'm sweating pretty good. And this particular incline is not, I mean, it's an incline, but it's not super steep. But I'm down below 3,000 feet unless something's changed. In fact, I may be close to 2,000 feet. Yeah, I consumed, it got warmer and warmer throughout the day today. I consumed right at a gallon of water today already, not counting breakfast. So every drop that I started with this morning, close enough anyways, I drank it, finished off the last of the Gatorade before I filled the bottle, the Nalgene bottle up again. So there you go. It's been turned out to be a warm day after a really chilly start. That's a pretty good temperature spread too. If you go, if it was like 40 in the morning and 80 in the afternoon, accompanied the elevation change. So, I am getting close to the Woodlawn, I don't know, visitors welcome center or something like that. And yeah, once I get to 221, I'll be less than 2 miles, about 1.5 miles from my goal. By the way, that Woodlawn place is like right beside 221. Just remembered that I hadn't quite wrapped up the day. So ate supper down at the Woodlawn roadside park. Hiked up here. I think I actually caught the old MST, which the trail guides I'm using aren't that old, but apparently I caught something that wasn't quite the trail. It's like the old trail. So yeah, alas. But yeah, I'm back on the new current, whatever part of the MST. Covered about 21, 22 miles, depending on whether you go with the trail guide or my GPS. And had enough cell service here to let Jennifer know that I made it. Yep, tomorrow is a big day heading into the Linville Gorge area. Hopefully crossing the Linville River tomorrow, and hoping I'm able to rest up so I can roll out and do it all again in the morning. Okay, one more thought. Try to do a theme of the day. Yesterday, if I didn't say it, was just Mount Mitchell, highest peak in the east. Today was the day of solitude. Throughout the entire day, I only spoke to 3 people. It's kind of weird sitting on the parkway. It sort of felt like I wasn't even there. People drove by, and I don't think I saw one person wave at me. I may not have been looking the whole time. And then I met a couple hiking, and I met another backpacker, and I saw some other people, you know, kind of off to the side of the trail and whatnot. And plenty of people drive by on 221 and 80 and the Blue Ridge Parkway, but as far as actually having interactions with people, that was pretty much it. So, there you go. Alright, quitting for real now.